Caritas Internationalis is one of many relief agencies responding to this disaster. It's a confederation of Catholic relief, development, and social service organizations. John Coughlin is the team leader for the emergency response team. He joins us now. John, thank you so much for joining us. What do the efforts of Caritas look like on the ground in Turkey and Syria? Do you have boots on the ground in these countries?
Thanks, Montse. Yes, we do. Again, we have National Caritas in both countries, and they're doing their best to meet the needs in this absolutely catastrophic crisis. Again, it's not only one earthquake, it's two earthquakes, and we're dealing with deaths that are going over 21,000 people already. And I think what we're getting from the teams is that this is only a small snapshot of what's happening. So I think we're going to be facing a really difficult situation and a really long-term response.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, the situations are very different and the numbers are devastating. The situations in Syria and Turkey, they do differ. Two earthquakes, but two very different in-country situations. For instance, the death toll, severity, and the damage or the relief efforts must be different because of that. What can you tell us?
So yes, definitely the two earthquakes hit in Turkey. So this is where the major damage has been. The human toll is absolutely much greater than it is in Syria. So also we need to be thinking that Turkey has been hosting over 4 million refugees in addition to its own population. So there are its own citizens, but also people that are vulnerable from the places that they've had to flee because of war, because of other conditions that they were forced to flee.
And how does that make your relief efforts different?
Well, again, if you're working in a country where there is conflict, such as Syria, then we need to be very careful about what we do, and make sure that we're assessing the needs that are there. And I think the main thing is that we're making sure that we're reaching out to the right people. Again, even in Syria, we're talking about 6 million people who have been displaced because of conflict. So you not only have a critical situation because of the economy, because of conflict in Syria, but also this natural disaster that's happened on top of these crises.
What did your efforts in Syria look like before the crisis?
So Syria, we've been working since the beginning of the beginning of the crisis in 2012. We have a number of strong teams on the ground in different countries, in different places, such as one of the most affected areas hit by the earthquake, which is Aleppo. In Aleppo, there will be distributions today of mattresses and warm things to keep people sheltered, at least to some extent, because again, this is it's in winter, it's freezing. And in some places there is snow, so
Wow.
People are on the streets, and where there is where they have been given tents, there are tents, or they're just sleeping in the open. So it really is a dramatic situation, and survival is really a difficult thing.
Right. They're cold, they're hungry, but Caritas says that it also serves the whole person. What's the spiritual dimension here? How do you serve people spiritually?
I think the question is, looking at the whole person, that it's not only providing, goods, it's not only providing food, it's not only providing, let's say, household items or blankets. It's again, dealing with this person as a human being, dealing with this person not as somebody that's receiving that, but somebody with feelings, somebody with a life that really needs the attention of others. To feel the warmth of others, to feel people's reaching out to them. Again, I think this thing this idea that Pope Francis has put out of reaching out to the peripheries and really seeing the human face is part of what makes Caritas different to other aid organizations.
And John, how does this affect your team internally? I'm sure that being on the ground takes its toll on your team as well.
Yes, particularly in Turkey, the office of Caritas was destroyed. The cathedral was destroyed in the Diocese of Anatolia. So it's not only what has happened to your neighbors, what has happened to your relatives, what has happened to the people that you serve, but also you've lost your house, you've lost your office. So we've finally reached the diocese, and we're looking at, okay, well, how do we set up an office? What are the buildings that we can use as warehouses where we can put in relief items?
The challenges,
again, it's really,
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That come with staging your relief efforts. Well, we will be praying for you, and I know that all of our viewers thank you in advance for everything that you do and will continue to do to help everyone in Syria and in Turkey. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Montse. Thanks very much.
If you're looking for a way to help the earthquake victims and are interested in this Caritas mission, you can find out more at caritas.org.